Hi, it's me. Today I'm going to be answering a question I got about websites, what website I started out with. This question comes from Allie Williams. Thank you for your question. I've only used two websites to run my handmade business. The first one I ever started out with was Etsy, and I used Etsy before they changed any fees or anything like that a long time ago, and it was great for beginners when I was using it. This was like maybe circa 2015. Etsy's pretty straightforward as far as like if you have zero experience with running a website, Etsy's good for that because it tells you exactly where to put pictures, where to write your descriptions, where to put the pricing at, where to put the shipping, or how much to put the shipping, and you can print directly from Etsy. I've actually never done that. When I was using Etsy, I would just go to the post office. But yeah, it was very user friendly. I haven't used it since I started my own website, so I don't know exactly how user friendly it is now. I do know that it is more expensive to use than my own website. Another thing that was good about it was that you didn't have to build your own traffic. People could find you randomly. Like, so say you were selling a green sweater, someone could go to their search engine on Etsy search engine, and type in green sweater, and it'll show all the sweaters, and usually from what I remember, it was listed in kind of like a chronological order, or at least you could search for items like most recent item and stuff like that. And that, when I was starting out, that helped me a lot to be discovered, because it was kind of like you didn't have to be super popular to be seen on Etsy. Like, you didn't have to have a bunch of sales to be seen. It was really random. But that was about it. Like, to me, those were the only good qualities of Etsy. Even from the beginning, Etsy was very expensive for me to use. They charge a lot for random things, I think. Well, I mean, they have a lot of fees, and one of the most notable fees is that they charge you to actually put an item up. So like, say if you sell like prints, and prints you can sell multiple prints. Each print is going to be 20 cents. Do custom, so if like one top sells, then I get charged 20 cents. If I want to resell that top, a custom slot for that top, I get charged another 20 cents. So you can see basically with this, like the way they do their thing, if you are making a lot of money, you are also owing a lot of money to Etsy. And that's what I was finding out very quickly, because I was fortunate in that my business was successful pretty quickly, but the more money I made, the more I would have to pay each month. And it was not really good for me because I was a college student when I was using Etsy. They also charge the same fees that PayPal charges, I think, where they take a percentage plus some change off of every transaction you make. So they charge you basically, I'm speaking from memory, and I can't remember that well, but I believe they do charge you per item you sell also. They also take a percentage of whatever you sell on their site. I can't remember what it is. All I know is that it's higher now than what it was when I was using it, because I still like have an Etsy just because it keeps all my past reviews, and I also still shop on Etsy. But my shop is closed on Etsy. Just I have my, like, the history of all my payments and stuff like that, or all my past orders basically. And I get emails, and I got an email I think a couple years ago where they were like talking about changing their fees and their policies and stuff like that. And it was kind of a big deal because most people selling on Etsy are just small business owners, they're not corporations and stuff. So it does hit your wallet. The thing that I heard prior to basically not using Etsy anymore, besides them raising their fees, is that they also changed the way their algorithm works. Now, one of the things I liked about Etsy was that you could be discovered very easily, but now it's more so you have to pay for their ads to be seen, and that can really hurt someone's business. And it's kind of funny because that's how kind of Instagram has gone, and Facebook also. I think if you've ever sold on Facebook, I've never done that. I advertise mostly through Instagram and Twitter, and what I'm saying is, on Instagram, the algorithm has changed many times over the years, to where like it was chronological and people would eventually see you, versus now where people have to really try to see you. You have to like really play a lot of games with Instagram sometimes, unless you just get lucky. So it's not that it's basically like the way the algorithms work on social media now is that they want you to pay for these ads so that you can uh, whatever you're selling will reach a broader audience versus just organically, the way it was in the past. So that's what basically Etsy it seems what Etsy has been doing is that it kind of forces you to pay for ads, because a lot of what I hear is that people sales have gone down because they are not getting that same kind of traffic. So those are some downsides to Etsy. I use BigCommerce now, and I have for several years. BigCommerce is not it's not an e-commerce platform or like web hosting site that is very well known. At least, I mean, it is, but it isn't. Like it's well known, but it's not well known to small makers. Most small businesses use Store Envy or Shopify or Big Cartel. To me, those were never an option because they were very similar to Etsy. Now, I haven't used them, so I can't say for certain, but I didn't like the layout of any of them. It just kind of seemed generic, but they're not bad sites. It's just not what I was looking for. I think one of them, I can't remember which one, could be Shopify, could be Store Envy. One of them is free if you only want to sell 5 products. I don't know which one that is, but if you are just starting out, I would consider those over Etsy, because then you can kind of still get a feel and you don't have to, invest any money into it. The reason those weren't an option for me, and the reason I use BigCommerce, is because it looks more professional under the curtain. Like, they don't have that many free templates, like free business templates, but the ones they do have are pretty straightforward, in my opinion. You can still customize them, like colors and font and stuff like that, but that wasn't really what I was looking for. I wasn't looking for like a fancy, like, really decorative, like, website where I could, like, tweak all the colors and stuff like that. That's not important to my business personally, but I needed something where I could control every aspect of the business, and that's what BigCommerce has provided me. I wish I could show you, like, some screen caps of what it looks like for a user, for someone who's using it, but I don't know how to do that yet. But eventually I will learn how. It'll just take me some time. But basically, you have control over everything. And I'm going to be honest, if you don't have experience with technology or websites, and it's not even an HTML thing because you don't really even need to change that when you use BigCommerce. It's basically being able to troubleshoot on your own and find what goes where and what. It's hard to explain because BigCommerce is very detailed. You really do control almost every single aspect of how your business is run behind the scenes just through the website alone. And I mean, like, setting individual pricing for shipping per country, or shedding shipping just by weight, setting up coupons, how your products are seen on the page, how many products are seen on the page. You have a complete log of every single customer that comes to your site and fills out that makes an account. You can keep track of every order the customer has made. You can upload tracking numbers directly. You can print directly from there. Even if you do print from home, if you do like print labels from home, instead of paying like the monthly fee that like stamps.com charges, stuff like that, I think it's free through BigCommerce. I've never been charged a monthly fee to use my label printing, my shipping label things. I also get a discount on labels using the website I use. I've talked about it before. It's Insidia, and I never can say it. I'm just gonna put it on the screen. I can never say it because I can't remember how I spell it, but how it's spelled. But I get a discount printing labels to them. And it's all directly through the website, so I don't have to go to like multiple places. Hopefully that makes sense. Basically, I'm not going to say that it's super user-friendly. It is for me because I have a really good background in computer technology. In general, I've always been very tech-savvy. I can figure out things pretty quickly on my own. Plus, I'm the type of person who reads instructions. So if you like basically complete control and you like details, BigCommerce is a great website. Another thing is that they don't take any profit from any money you make. Like, you can make thousands of dollars. They will take not 1 cent out of profits, unlike Etsy, which they'll take a good percentage out of whatever you make. The only charge that comes from the website is the monthly fee to, hold up your website, and that includes like customer service and stuff like that, which has always been great when I use it. They've always been super fast to respond to any issues I've had, and it's been really rare to have any problems with them. But yeah, the base price to start is $29.95 a month, and there are still credit card transaction fees, and you can set up like almost any payment you can think of, like Apple Pay, Google Pay, credit, debit cards, PayPal. I think they even have Venmo now as an option. And you can set those all up manually, like you decide which ones you want to use through your website. I know a lot of people these days don't like to use PayPal because they tend to freeze your accounts. I personally still use PayPal a lot, but that's a whole nother topic. I'm happy to go more in detail about websites and anything particular about it. I don't have a lot of time to film right now, so I'm trying to just kind of get it out there. But yeah, I highly recommend BigCommerce if you are looking to have your own website. It's not as scary as I hope I didn't make it sound scary, but it's not as scary as it is still a good website. And like I mentioned, even though I don't use Big Cartel or Shopify or Store Envy, I've never heard anything bad about them, so they could be worth checking out if you don't want to pay a monthly fee or a higher monthly fee. The only thing I will say, with BigCommerce and having your own website, your own .com, is that with BigCommerce in particular, I think there are other higher payment tiers that help you build traffic, but I'm not sure, so I don't know. But I know for mine is that you have to build your own traffic. Like, I wouldn't recommend it to someone who can't advertise on their own for whatever reason. Like, even if you have a small following, like say through Instagram or Twitter, you can still build your own traffic. You can still get out there and try to make your name something, because I didn't start with like a huge following, and even with the numbers I have, I don't really think that, I mean, most people don't see me anyways. It's all about like just effort and trying. But I'm saying nobody can just type in crochet tops. I'm not sure. I'm saying that if someone wants to find Eurythmic.com, they have to know of my website. Like, they have to actually know my business name and stuff like that to find my website, because I don't think at this point you can just like type in crochet tops and find me. Maybe because I'm all over the internet, so I really don't know. But I think specifically just my website, you have to know the link to get there, and that's the only thing. And that can be difficult if you don't already make sales consistently. Then having your own .com can be hard. But if you have your own following, then I mean, people are going to be looking for your products. There is one thing I want to recommend that you never do, or I don't say never, just I really don't think, I think it's not a good idea to sell directly through Instagram or Twitter or any social media. And what I mean by that is someone contacts you and they're like, oh, I'm interested in this, blah, 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 how can I pay you for it, right? And some people do PayPal. I've seen people use Venmo. I want to recommend that you should not use Venmo. You should not use PayPal Friends and Family to run a business. I think it goes against the terms of service, but also there's no safety for the customer or yourself if something goes wrong with the transaction, and I've seen this happen a lot, and it's sad because it makes small businesses look shady. I see this happen mostly on Twitter, to be honest. Also, it's bad for your business. If someone has to contact you to get one of your items, it kind of, the more steps someone has to go through to pay you, the less likely you are to be paid. And this is something I've known, and I think this is a universal thing, to be honest. If people could just click, the less clicks people have to make to get an item, the more likely they are to buy. So if someone has to like see your post and then come try to see your post, and then they can't find your website because you don't have a website, and they have to contact you, wait for you to reply, it'd be a lot easier if they could just see the item, see the link in your bio, click it, and go find it. I mean, this isn't this is not like, that doesn't happen all the time, because people contact me all the time, and and they want to talk first before they buy something. That's normal. But I'm just saying, for passive income, basically that passive traffic, like those window shoppers, they're more likely to buy something if you just have a website versus taking the time to contact you, because people in this day and age, they don't have time. The attention span is not there anymore, so they might want it, but they might be like, oh, it's too much trouble to get it, if that makes any sense. I hope that this wasn't super jumbled. I tried to make it as cohesive as possible. If you have any questions, just leave me a comment. If you have something else you want me to talk about, it could be about anything, just let me know. I'm around. I'm always on the internet. So, yeah. I hope this was helpful for those looking. I hope this was helpful for anyone that's curious about someone else's experiences with using different websites to sell products. This is not a video on which website hosting platform is best. This is just what I've personally used for my own business. So yeah, I'll talk to you later. Bye.